round of 8 straight away. Twisted Minds versus Team Liquid. Two teams vying for big points in that club championships as well. And both of these two stone cold killers. Joining me, we have Loco as well as State to talk about this one. herO, he is the Protoss to try and topple a very strong TVPer.
No, you're absolutely right. I just had a look at the stats. I mean, it's
let's
just
go.
not...
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to EWC, to the Esports World Cup 2025, day number 2 for StarCraft 2. Ooh, we're nearing the end of the broadcast. We have 2 matches left, 2 best of 5s remaining here, and up next we have herO versus Cure. Let's hear from the boys.
When I think of like both Cure and herO, in my mind they're like right around the same level, right? Like it's maybe like a slight advantage for herO, but apparently, well, we'll see. Can he do it a 14th time in a row as well?
That's a good question. I mean, not just good in the matchup, but also some of the most entertaining TVP on the side of Cure. So Protoss is a little bit of a tough nut to crack lately, but Cure has had the lineage and prestige of being able to be so good in the matchup of prior matches.
I mean, the GSL Finals, he brought it all the way to Game 7 versus herO, and he did that with some pretty crazy all-ins as Terran were trying to find their way around the new meta with the Hallucinated Phoenix, the extra information that Protoss gets in the early game. That led to a lot of SCV pulls, but already here at the EWC, we've seen
more of
a
that.
lot more kind of crazy builds. Like I'm thinking back to that game, I can't remember the map, but at the 12 o'clock position, we had a barracks, a factory, and a starport, all proxy to see
Showtime
into the main base. Yeah, exactly. And you know, herO is a very good Protoss at matching that level of chaotic energy. I feel like he rolls the ball with that kind of game very well, but Cure, yeah, he's a dangerous beast. He might break that.
I was curious where State was going to take that talking point, because he was like, yeah, Cure, he was hyper aggressive when Terrans were like trying to find their way in the meta with non-stop all-ins, and today or yesterday, it's more of the same. So yes, Cure, he was hyper aggressive last night against Showtime with 1 base all-ins, with 2 base all-ins. Because of that, we kind of expect that coming into this next series as well. But the upside for herO is that he saw that, right? He saw those matches, he saw that Showtime series. If you remember, that was Rogue's big advantage as well coming into his series, is seeing how his opponent was playing and how he was performing against herO Marine. So we'll see if Cure has something different up his sleeve for this best of 5.
Really aggressive off the idea of these proxies, then maybe you could get in the head of herO a little bit here.
Yeah, it's the same idea from the GSL Finals too, right? Like just do an SCV pull, and sometimes we'll even see them do them at timings that don't necessarily make sense, just so the Protoss player extra doesn't expect it, which is a fun mind game in and of itself.
Yeah, we saw it on Pylon.
Yeah, this is going to be, I think, a crazy PvT to watch, because herO, he's like chaos in a bottle. You know, it's on both sides of this with Cure and herO. You don't know what to expect.
We have Persephone to start things off. Ultralove will be coming up next, then Top Mac. And after that, if we need them, Maganatha and Leylines to finish things off. Any thoughts, Loco, before we get in?
No, nothing all too crazy here, right? Like, these are the pretty standard maps that we see most of the time. And
these are the pretty standard maps.
We've not been seeing Last Fantasy much. I'm hoping secretly we're going to see it a little bit more throughout the tournament, but probably not with a Protoss player here. I don't think
we saw it like once so far.
Yeah, we've seen it literally once.
Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one when it comes to map pulls sometimes. But on the other side of things, it's funny because when I listen to like Pig's preview of the tournament, for example, he always categorizes herO as like the best worst player, because sometimes you feel like, because it's undisputable that he's like one of the top 3, top 4 favorites for this tournament, realistically speaking, State. But at the same time, sometimes herO does some weird things which like might not look great, but then still win him out. So he does all right.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword. Like he's very reckless, and sometimes that goes well for him. He'll take fights that nobody else will take, and he'll take them at angles that nobody else would even dream of taking, especially with the aggressive blinks. And occasionally it pays off, occasionally it doesn't. It's one of the reasons why, you know, basically every Terran player, I think it was like the GSL
he's got that patience in him.
The player intros heading into the season, they're like, yeah, I don't want to play against herO. It feels like you're suffocating. He's just
right.
He's everywhere at once. He'll do crazy things. You don't know what to expect. Like, I hate it. Everybody, that was like the unanimous opinion.
Yeah, you also see it materialize in, I won a GSL. And the next GSL, what happened? It's, you know, the results didn't quite go your way. Of course, the field of players is very good, Loco. Sometimes he can be a hit and miss, but when he's hit, he is a championship contender.
Yes, like sometimes he really looks like the world's best Diamond League player, and then the next game he looks like the absolute best player in the world, right? Like, if you bleed out a unit here, you bleed out a unit there, and then you just never really get the ball rolling. It's so hard to play Protoss properly against Terran, but when the games are exactly going according to plan, the way that he has it like envisioned in his head, he looks looks pretty much unstoppable, and I think that's why herO is so much.
So I hope they bring up the fact that, again, herO, he has been playing in less tournaments as of late. He's been hiding a lot of his play, hiding a lot of his builds, specifically for the Esports World Cup. So that's why I'm more excited to see herO right now, just because he has been intentionally avoiding tournaments for EWC. So it's like, okay, I see you, herO. You've been hiding your play, you've been hiding your builds. Let's see what you got. Now that we're finally here at EWC.
EWC already. That's something that herO has to look out for, which might dampen his aggression a little bit. Although I say that and it's herO, so who knows? But yeah, Cure, he's so good in the late game as well. So it's going to be close.
Let's get to it then here, as we are going to have yet another GSL run back. It's herO going up against Cure.
Let's go.
Welcome back to the S&B Esports Arena. We hope after that long match there, you've grabbed the snack, ran to the bathroom, and now you're back. Because returning now to the Group B bracket, we've got another qualifying match and 2 more Titans to vie for it.
2 veterans, 2 masterminds. In one corner, the unpredictable Protoss who thrives in the chaos, the smiling assassin. And in the other corner, a cold, calculated Terran who never backs down. The master of late game precision. A clash of styles, a test of nerves, and only one goes through. Please welcome Team Liquid's Cure and Twisted Minds' herO.
Twisted Minds' herO. Forged in the darkest days of Protoss. By his own admission, he's since dropped the weights Rock Lee style and enters this matchup the statistical favorite.
Okay.
Just don't tell Cats his thoughts on post-toss patch.
And his opponent, a Terran with nerves of steel, with builds sharper than a scalpel, surgical, methodical, and always lethal. This is Cure.
Unfortunately,
Our players are ready, so let's send it on over to the casters and get this one started.
Unfortunately, it sounds like they wrote this a little bit before, like the discussion that they had previously, of course, and that they had just now on the casting couch, and how they were talking about how, like, no, yeah, like herO and Cure, they're both hyper aggressive, and we're gonna see how, like, that kind of these 2 aggressive styles clash together. And then here in the intro is like, oh, like a clash of styles, macro, like Cure's more macro. It's like, that's not quite what we were getting at, but sure, it's all good. As here we go, we have our second last series of the broadcast. Again, it is going to be herO versus Cure, and later on this evening we do have Serral versus Classic. Once again, we have our vetoes. Honestly, pretty standard map pool, pretty standard vetoes here, I should emphasize. We don't have any of the crazier maps like Torches or Pylon or Last Fantasy or Incorporeal that have since been vetoed. So yeah, I'm really excited to see how these 2 do pan out. As I mentioned before, herO has been intentionally hiding a lot of his play, hiding a lot of his builds. Meanwhile, from Cure, he was a bit of a question mark coming into this. I was curious to see if he was still going for all-ins or not, and we saw nothing but all-ins against Showtime. But was that only against Showtime? Is he going to play more standard here against herO instead, or does he go back to what he does best, and does he pull the boys? I can see it already, Pappy. Let's go. As we are setting up. Do you believe in the herO wall? Oh no. I mean, that's mainly in PvZ. Like, that's mainly against like Zergling Rumbys and Zergling counterattacks. That's less applicable here. The only kind of applicable parts in this matchup would be Hellion Rumbys for Reacted Reaper Hellion opener. But even then, I feel like herO, he's usually fully walling off. So unfortunately, the herO wall is a little bit less applicable in this matchup. Unfortunately. Oh, but here we go. We're jumping in. We're jumping into game 1. We're jumping into Persephone to kick off our best of 5. Let's go. As a reminder, the winner of this series has advanced on to the playoffs. The loser will be knocked down to play tomorrow in an elimination match. And here we go. In the top left-hand corner of Persephone, we have our South Korean Protoss with the red Protoss representing Twisted Minds. It is herO. And spawning in the left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran. It is a Cure for Team Liquid. An ISO probe. I saw a probe moving out on the right-hand side. Okay, we're just coming in for the probe scouts. I was curious if we're going to be hiding a pylon on the right-hand side, but that is not the case. Does move out for an early scout, and what do we have back at home so far? Cure, his initial build is going to be a little bit disrupted. Forced to pull one of the boys to chase away that probe. Zone back here, and double gas. There it is, double gas opener out of Cure. Remember, fun fact, we saw a double gas opener once out of Beyond in his best of 5 in his TVP against Down. Here, straight away double gas. This is a little more common, this is a little more standard. This from the side of Cure. We expect double gas openers more often than not from the side of Cure. If you remember, we spoke earlier in the Beyond series how Beyond is the most macro Terran player out there nowadays, who is a little more mid-game oriented, mid and late game. Meanwhile, all the others, we expect this. Double gas openers, faster factories, faster tech, hyper-aggression. We saw Kira pull the boys quite often against Showtime and go for non-stop all-ins. We'll see if that trend continues. We'll see if he does that again and again and again here against Hero. For now, racks into factory. Now again, going for that more tech-heavy style, tech-heavy start. Oh, as we are getting into our game. Hopefully everything's okay. Hopefully the stream is okay as well. Okay, we're good. Predictions, yeah, I got you. As it is Gamba time, predictions are soon to be open. Un momento. As hopefully yeah, as our stream is dying a little bit. Oh, so hopefully we can well, there we go. Predictions, they are open in the chat, so you can place your bets on who you think will take the series. We're just waiting for the stream to stabilize. Okay, we're good. Should be okay. Do apologize. I don't know what it is here tonight, but we've been having some weird spikes like every couple of hours. Like every couple of hours we've been having some very rough spikes. But we should be okay. We should be okay, as for the time being we do have our initial openers. Reaper does move out across the map. We have initially Reaper Hellion out of Cure. Does open up Reaper Hellion. But yeah, like for the most part the stream has been stable, but like every couple of hours like the stream like dies for a second. Which is a little concerning. I think for tomorrow's broadcast I'll probably like restart the modem before the cast, just in case. I'll restart the modem and try to make sure everything is smooth as can be. Like day 1 everything was fine, but here day 2 it's been a little bit shaky. A little bit shaky. But now we are moving out. Again, we have our initial Reaper Hellion. So far here he's in position. He's got a sentry, has his force field, and he should be in position. Does force field in time. Does wall up. Does wall up, does wall off, does zone back at Cure. And again, if you're in the chat, predictions are about to close. Make sure you place your bets while you can. Meanwhile, Cure he does bust into the middle line. Probes are being pulled. And he will lose a couple of workers here. 3-4 probes going down. Nice damage out of Cure. That should not have happened. Hero was out of position. It was out of position. The wall was open. And Cure did force his way through. Not bad. Behind this, going for his drop play, going for his Voodoo Mine drop follow-up. Tech Labs are in production. And looks like from here we can go into early tank and early Banshee play. We'll see if he goes for the Banshee, we'll see if he goes for the Raven. It's here, he's ready. Ooh, shuts down the Medivac. Likewise, Mindshot goes off, only connects with a single probe. And Hero holds really clean defense here when it comes to the Mind Drop at least. Does shut it down. Back at home, Cure, he has begun tank production. Not going for the Banshee, going for a Raven follow-up instead. Building up on 2 bases, throwing down the second bunker as well. Walling up and walling off. Meanwhile, Hero, he did delay his third, but nowhere near as much as Down. He does expand, does take his third base. Off of a 3-gate opener. So 3-gate blink into a Robo, into a third. Again, Zaun was just so safe and so 2-base heavy in this series against Bjorn. We're seeing none of that here against herO. Or from herO. As now we have herO going for the gateway follow-up. So far, this is really standard play out of herO. Blink is now done, getting into charge. This should lead into a Forge and +1, into delayed splash damage. So far, so good. Nothing fancy, nothing crazy. It's a lot of gates on the way. Still no Forge, by the way. Interesting. Getting up to 8 gateways. Does have that 8-gate setup. We have upgrades on the way here for Cure, getting to Stim, +1, combat shields. Does move out. It's going to be in here to slow down this push. We're making use of the healing pad. Love to see it. Love to see it. As the upgrades are about to kick in. Cure, he did cut tank production at 2, so with a low tank count like this, I don't think he's going to pull the boys. Yeah, there we go. Third CC is on the way. He is macroing out of this. So it's building up towards the mid game. He is not going all in. And that means that herO, he will get away with his 4th, but herO, he never got his Forge. Yeah, never got the Forge. Blinks into the main, goes for the tech lab. He's going to have to recall. Does recall in time. Does make it back home. But, yeah, I feel like herO, he's getting ready for aggression that isn't really coming his way. And now he has to be aggressive himself. Okay, so again, now we see no Forge, no Storm, no Colossus, no splash damage, only 2 gases. herO, he's going for his own all-in. So the armies are about to clash, but herO, he is hyper committed. Prism is moving out. So is herO. I think I do favor Cure here as the game progresses. herO is expanding, getting a 4th base. But again, hero's not built, he's not really set up for a longer game. Ideally, he does want to fight Cure out in the open, though. That's what he wants. He wants to try to lure the army out. So far, so good. Here you can see him waiting out the army. Prism into the main. Going for a massive warping at 8 cells at a time. Now collapsing in the army. The tanks are unsieged. And he should get both of them. There we go. 1, 2 tanks going down. Oh, one of them does barely escape. Clutch pick up there from Cure. But the Zealots are wreaking havoc. Takes down both Widow Mines. Came with the production. Again, this was such a risky play here from herO, but it works well. He was able to fight out in the open, and from here he does it. Yeah, he has broken Cure. He can go for another warp in. There's still plenty of Zealots to work with. Now rotating over towards the 3rd. Boys are being pulled to defend. Oh, the Immortals are exposed. Uh-oh. Yeah, the Immortals are going to be going down. But there's still more Zealots in the main. Still more warp-ins. Oof. Zealots just keep on rallying forward. And herO, he should have... I mean, this is critical damage. This is critical damage at this point. Taking down 16 SCVs. From here, herO, he backs off. And now herO is going to try to macro out of this. He's got double Forge on the way for double upgrades. His 4th base is getting saturated. Still on a very low gas count. Still only 2 gases. And again, I was really concerned for herO if Cure was defensive, but he wasn't. Like Cure, he got lured out. He got baited. Got baited out into the open. And with that, herO is pulling Cure apart. Even going for the even going for the gold. Getting further ahead. Now, is he being too greedy here? Now, Cure's army is still quite comparable to his opponents. If Cure just goes for an all-in here, now he might still catch herO with his pants down, so he has to be very careful not to be too greedy. He's still on a very low gas count. Like, he still can't afford splash damage. Like, again, there's just no gas. There's no gases. That's my concern coming into a longer game, is just the lack of Storm with the lack of Colossus. But here, he might just be far enough ahead where it doesn't matter. It might be fine anyway. Just to max out with pure Zealot. 3 more gates on the way. That's going to be an 11 gate setup. Oh, missile goes off. herO collapsing the army, coming in for a round. Once again, fighting out in the open. Once again, getting what he wanted. Yeah, scan at the gold base. Curie sees the gold. Ay, ay, ay. Sees the gold base coming in from behind. Nice force fields locking down the army. And this is going to be Cure's final stand, as there's not really much left over. As Mind Shot's going to be going up. And that's going to be another 15 SCVs. I mean, solid Mind Shots on the Zealots, to be fair. But there's still so many more Zealots. I mean, hey, that's the gold for you. That's the gold. That's all the bases. That's all the economy. As Cure, he's coping a little bit here with his final stand. Losing another 28 SCVs. And gets the Immortals. Takes down the Immortals. More Zealots rallying forward. The Winter Mines, they do zone away. They try to at least. Oof. Yeah, as Curie's down to 16 out of 15 SCVs. Down to 1 base economy. GG gets called. And herO will take game number 1. Whew. GG, well played. herO, he does take a lead in the series. You can hear the Twisted Minds fans in the I almost said in the chat, in the audience. For those that are curious, the crowds are, especially the home crowds in at Riyadh. There's a lot of like Team Falcons fans and and Twisted Minds fans, like a lot of like home crowd fans that come in and cheer for their team's players. They come in and cheer for their boys. Let's go. So herO, he's got the crowd on his side. And we'll see if Cure can bounce back. Winding it back, when it came to the build itself, it was a wild build out of herO. Basically, I would say that herO was trying to hard counter an all-in. If Cure was going all-in, and if herO, again, he was going into charge-based opener, into mass zealot, that is designed to fight out in the open, to fight on his side of the map or in the center of the map as well. If Cure was being more defensive and more macro-oriented, that's where Cure would have had the advantage. But again, he was lured out. He was lured out into the open. He was kind of lured into force and security, and Cure was able to catch him out. And we'll see if Cure can pull. If herO can do that again. We'll see if Cure does go for a different approach. As in the bottom left-hand corner, we have herO for Twisted Minds. So does lead the series. Does lead the series 1-0. And spawning in the top right corner, we have a cure for Team Liquid. Here we go. As we're getting into game number 2. Now, I don't expect to see the same build again out of herO. Again, remember, he went for a blink-based opener, 3-gate blink into a 3rd base, into charge, into an 8-gate setup with only 2 gases, just pure zealot. And again, it's a style from herO that does not scale well into a longer game, which is why he committed across the map. He just sent it, and he was able to catch Cure out in the open. herO able to be the aggressor in that last game. Meanwhile, this time Cure, do you see what I see? Single gas opener, a Rax expand. Cure, he's going for an economic start this time. Okay, you have my attention. Meanwhile, gate expanded to Cybercore, a bit of a greedier build here from herO, delaying a Cybercore for the faster Nexus. Cure opening up Marine, not Reaper, so Marine opener means he's preserving his gas. Marine into Reactor, into Factory, after the CC. And from here, because he's going to be going into reactor marine production, he can preserve that gas and go into earlier cyclone. He can go into earlier starports, like factory into starports. We'll keep an eye on those tech labs. We'll keep an eye on the tech. Live audience. Unfortunately, we haven't actually panned to the audience. It's kind of weird. We panned to the audience last year at EWC, but that hasn't happened this year. And again, as we mentioned, like, we haven't had any cameras on the casters either. So yeah, we've had less cameras around than previously. So far, Twilight Council opener out of herO. Does open Twilight Council. In towards Blink, we would imagine. So we're expecting 3-gate Blink once again. I mean, it's just a standard opener nowadays. It is the go-to. Meanwhile, there's that Reactor Marine. Again, no map presence, no Heli, no Reaper, not this time. A Tech Lab on the factory. Starport is on the way. And again, do we open up Tank? Do we open up Banshee? What exactly is the follow-up of Cure? Meanwhile, there's Blink. So, Tech Lab on the factory. Looks like he keeps the Tech Lab going for the early Cyclone. Stalker breaks in. Cure's being a little bit greedy by skipping the bunker, but so far he's getting away with that greed. I mean, he has the ramp, so that is another big advantage that he has. Nice use of the Shade. It gains high ground vision to poke away at the Marines. Cheeky moves there by herO. So it's going to be Cyclone into Medevac. We're getting ready for an early drop. The Adept does commit. The Adept did get eyes on the production. Did confirm Carly no add-ons on the starport. And Curie goes for early tank production. Okay, so Cyclone into tank. Here comes the first push. It's up to herO to slow this down. Ooh, as herO, he will miss this. It does miss the move out. Shield battery is finishing up though. Here an Ultra Level, the tank can get on the other side of the ramp though. As the tank is on the way. The tank is rallying. Oh, no, never mind. Keeping it at home. And it is going to be tank into Banshee. Ooh, very aggressive here from Cure. Tank into Cloak Banshee. So basically what's happening here is that Cure is going to be going for a much more delayed stim. He's going to be delaying stim, delaying any kind of bio upgrades for a very big tech commitment here into tank Banshee. When the tanks and Banshees pop off, when he builds up, he may pull the boys with this. Speaking of, pulls a couple of boys. Only a couple. Armor gets spotted. Okay, Wiz is still on the way. It's going to be a tough hold here for herO. Tries to pick away the army. Nothing major yet, though. Gets a Marine. Gets a Marine. Gets zoned away from the shield battery. Bleeding out a Stalker. Another Stalker goes down. And you see Cure within range here of the production. Bunkers behind the army as well. Oh my god, the tank boys are brutal. Yeah, herO takes a massive tank shots to the face. Prism is zoned away. And here he's trying to surround, but he can't quite collapse on the army. And he needs charge. He desperately needs charge. As the gateway goes down. Gateway does full, denying mining time here at the natural. You're desperately trying to break this. Charge is not complete. But he's coming in from a single angle, pushing into bunkers. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, tank is going to be charged down. He gets one tank. There's one tank left. And here he breaks out. He breaks out. He swallows up the army. Takes down all the tanks. And now he has to counterattack. He has to send it across the map. He's got to go. What is there at home to defend? Do we have bunkers? That's the big question. Are there bunkers? The answer is no. But there's 3 tanks. There's 3 tanks. No bunker. Remember, no stim. These are vanilla Marines. So the bio army is actually quite weak. And here he might just break that natural. That's 3 tanks though. Jesus. That's still 3 tanks. The boys are being pulled. Can he get on top of the tanks? Can he get on top? Oh, he gets 1. He gets 1. He gets 2. Oh, he doesn't get all 3. Yeah, he does not break through. He does not break that siege line. Cure holds. He barely holds on, barely defends. At the same time, Observer does arrive. Banshee gets 6-7 probe kills. As it all settles, Cure, he does have the economic lead. He's ahead. herO does not quite get on top of the add-ons. It was close. Add-ons do survive. And Curie's looking good, looking solid. Curie, he's on 2 base economy. His upgrades are about to kick in. And again, Curie, he achieved so much damage with his drop. Eventually he got cleaned up, but remember, the entire time he was containing and denying the 3rd. Without a 3rd base, here he's falling behind. He's falling further behind. Another Banshee into the mineral line. I'll take bust in. Yes, here's still trying to look for a way in. And now going for Storm. Here he's trying to be proactive. I mean, I do think this is probably the correct move here for herO, but it's such an uphill battle. If he can land some juicy storms, he can deter the push. He gets spotted. And here is trying to move in. Oh my god. The Vikings! Yeah, Prism goes down. Massive pickoff. Nice split here against the Storms. A couple of Storms, they graze the army. They shut down the Marines. From here, Marines are falling. Banshee is finally going to get called out. Barely goes down. And herO does survive. Here he survives, he deters the army, but he's still far behind. Like, it's still very much an uphill battle. Like, here he dealt critical damage earlier, game-ending damage, and basically here he's hoping for Cure to make a mistake. That's the hope here for the past couple of minutes. If Cure loads everything up into medevacs and tries to go for a drop and gets caught, then herO can bounce back. If Cure takes all the storms to the face, then maybe. As, yeah, hero's all in. He's all in at this point. He's at 38 workers. That's under 2 base saturation. It's all or nothing for herO. Let's go. I guess Stalker gets pulled out. Here come the storms. Storms, they graze the army. They connect mainly with Marauders. Better Storm towards the end. Okay. Better Storms. Does win back the army. The boys are being pulled. The Prism goes down. No more reinforcements. But nice Storm on the SCVs. And herO, he breaks the 3rd. He breaks through the 3rd base and he has to end the game here and now. No, he gets surrounded. And Cure's holding. Cure, he's holding on again. That was a close and clutch fight here for herO. Doing everything he could. Again, there's no turning back for herO. He has not made a probe in quite some time. He's still at 38 probes. Still on a very low economy. And again, this all-in was the best chance for herO. He trades well for himself, but oh god. Still getting caught out. Here comes the next wave. Oh, nice. Oh my god, the storms! Okay, if he can land another juicy storm, then maybe. Still driving in. We get some okay storms, a little bit trigger happy there. Zealots are warping in. herO, is he doing it? Can he break through? The Zealots, they're getting on top of the reinforcements. Ghost goes down. Oh my god. herO with the 2-base all in. After such a shaky start. Boys are being pulled. Brutal EMP on top of the Archon. Archon goes down. Yeah, late pick up there from herO. Oh, he's running out of Zealots. Again, those EMPs were brutal, and he has no more Storms left. Yeah, no more Storms remaining. Gets 24 SCVs. More damage than anyone was expecting to happen here. Crazy. Yo, the twisted fanboys. You can sense the frustrations from Cure as well. He's like, you should be dead. What's going on? What's happening? Yes, herO, he's not stopping, not slowing down. herO takes an economic lead, which is crazy, by the way. He's gone from 38 to 41 probes. Now moving in, Storms are ready. Oh no, oh, the Prism is so low. Jesus, he zones away the Storms. Uh-oh. Yeah, here he does like those Storms. So many Zealots go down. Storms are mainly zoning. EMP goes off. Yeah, the EMPs are brutal. 0 Storms left. Without Storms, without Zealots, here he cannot take this fight. He needs those Zealots. Yeah, the Prism goes down, denies the warp in. And Cure, he's holding. Cure, he's holding on. Again, crazy control out of Cure with the EMPs. And also some miscontrol out of herO when it came to his Warp Prism. And Cure, he's holding. He's holding, he's surviving. But herO has the economy. Cure, he's down to 25 SCVs. Like, herO, he had a... This is a crazy comeback. He should have been dead 8 minutes ago. Like, this game should not be happening right now. And any other player would be dead. Like, Max Pax, Classic, anyone else here. Jesus. Yeah, Zealots, they do get across the map. EMP, ooh. Snipes, nice snipes on the High Templar. Zealots, they get across the map, they get into the middle, and other probes! The probes are going down, the boys are being pulled into the army, and that economic lead is leaving, it's now gone. Storm's coming in, another misconnection, better Storm towards the end. But herO down to 2 Stalkers. He has to back off, he has to evacuate, the 3rd base is gonna go down. The 3rd base is gonna fall. And here he barely has a standing army. Again, this was a crazy comeback out of herO. Cure down to 15 SCVs, but he has more efficient mining. Like, he has a 3rd base, right? He has a 3rd base. Oh no! Prism gets caught out. Yeah, force a recall. And instead is force a recall. Jeez, that army is terrifying. Like, Curie's got double the army supply, more than double the army supply. And GG gets called. GG gets called, and Cure ties up the series 1-1. Whew, we have a back and forth. And again, Cure, he won this game like 10 minutes ago, but herO just refused to die. That was crazy. herO made that so much closer than it ever should have been. That was insane. GG, well played. Again, Cure, he did crippling damage early on. He did take a lead. He did take a massive advantage after that early tank push. And herO, he was down and out, but despite that, he went into a 2-base all-in. He was able to break the 3rd base, able to deal critical economic damage, and somehow he was just able to outtrade, outfight Cure. But and he was bringing it back. I almost believed that he would win this game until that one of those final fights. You remember one of the final fights at the 3rd base when herO moved in with the Prism too soon, when he exposed his Warp Prism, when he took a lot of damage, he had to back off. Then he engaged with the ground army without High Templar, without those Storms. It was a bit of a blundered attack there from herO, and it all kind of fell apart for him. It's still crazy impressive that he even had a chance to win that game. But again, did blunder that final fight, and Cure, he brought it back. Brought it back. With that, we're getting into game 3. Game 3 is going to be on Tokamak. Yeah. Here we go. Here we go. They both only had their thirds mining for a while. Yeah, exactly. Like, it was crazy. It's a crazy game. And here we go. We're getting into our third game in the bottom lane. We have herO for Twisted Minds. And spawning in the right hand corner, we have the blue Terran player for Team Liquid. It is Cure. That was insane. I hope the mainstream was doing that game justice as well. Like, that was crazy. What herO was able to pull off. But here we go. We're getting into game 3. Getting into that third game. We're going to be loading into a much larger map. Welcome to Tokamak. Tokamak is, I would say, one of the more larger, one of the more standard, one of the more macro maps out there. Very defensive, very defendable on 3 and 4 bases. We often see a lot of longer games here on Tokamak as well. But if we know anything about these two players, which we do, they don't really look to get into longer games. If they can, they want to end the game early. They want to gain an early lead, early advantage, and snowball out of control. And we'll see who tries to take the reins this time. Here we go. As Cure does open up, Rax expands, single gas opener out of Cure. Going for the CC on the low ground. Likewise behind this, I do have our standard opener out of herO, and we're just waiting for our tech of choice. Waiting to see how our add-ons are set up as well from the side of Cure. Oh, okay. This time is not going Reactor Marine. This time is going for the tech lab on that Rax. From here, he can go into early Marauder to try to punish herO if he were to be aggressive. Or he can go add-on Sob into early Cyclone. One or the other. Based on the factory, it should be swap. Yep, there we go. Add-on Sob into Cyclone. Into a safe opener. Behind this Twilight Council for Blink. Hallucination moves out. And again, I hope that Cure is okay after that last game. Like, you could see the frustration there from Cure. He was like, what is happening this game? This should not be happening. You should not be alive right now. It's crazy. As we have 2 more gates on the way, so 3-gate Blink out of herO into a third, so very safe play out of our Protoss. Meanwhile, Cure going for additional Raxes, Tech Lab on the starports. Oh, sorry, Tech Lab on the factory, it looks like. So just going for add-on swap. Going for more add-ons. Into earlier tank production, okay. As the initial drop does move out. Drop moves out. Hallucination does get eyes on the setup here. Fake upgrade out of Cure. Okay. Are we going Marine into add-on swap? Liberator's on the way. Drop does get across the map. Does get on top of the third. herO tries to chase him down. It's supply blocked. Cure, he does pivot back around. Heading back across the map. Towards that third once again. herO is out of position. As he does get an eye on the main army. Ooh, Stalkers, they blink into the main though. Again, that does create an opening across the map. Stalkers are going for the add-ons. Does take down the reactor, but just a reactor. Yeah, tank has arrived. Here he does have some forces to defend. Boys are being pulled. He does target down 1, 2, 3 probe kills. 3, 4, 5. Oh god, so many workers going to be going down. Yeah, here is sustaining a lot of damage. And back at him, Cure defends. Cure does hold, does defend. I want to say that was up to 6 probe kills. But we don't have a unit kill count here, unfortunately. God, that's a lot of damage. As the Raiders does get across the map. Once again, the harassing continues. Curie's not going for an all-in. He's expanding, getting a third base, which is what we expect here on Tokamak. To build up into a longer game. Yeah, in total that was 10. Jesus, 10 probe kills. I assumed it was up to 6. Even more than that. So a really strong start for Cure. Triples the economy. And it is going to be difficult here for Hero to recover. Not impossible, but difficult. So if I hear trying to recover, working towards a 4th Nexus, Cure taking his own 3rd. You can see Hero getting ready for a counterattack, and this time we have a much more standard setup at a Hero. Remember the last time we had a longer game on Persephone, Hero, he didn't take any gases, and he went purely Stalker into Mass Zealot. Here, gases are being taken, he's taking up into splash damage, Storm is going to be the follow-up, +1 is on the way as well. So we're getting into a standard mid-game here, so far. Of course, I do give the edge to Cure, just because of the early game, but the game is progressing. So for the first time this series, we're getting into a macro game. Let's go. We're macroing up. Scan getting eyes on the gases. Does get eyes on the forge at least. For those that are curious what they're chanting, they're chanting Twisted Minds. They got the one guy with Twisted, and then the rest of the crowd says Minds. Yeah, that Twisted fanboys. Let's go. As here he's setting up for a run by, pushing into a minefield there. The tank is not besieged. The tank is on siege. Widowmine's going to be going down, getting us up with the tank. Yeah, tank does full. Nice storm shield on the bio army. And Curie's getting caught out. Yeah, getting caught out. No bunkers, no siege line. The storms are brutal. And before we can really settle into the mid game here, Hero, he's going for the kill. And he's trying to go for the throat. Boy's being pulled away, does save the SCVs. And Cure holds. Whew. Cure, he does hold on. A very, very intense moment here. If Hero had a War Prism, if he had a way to reinforce, that could have been game then and there, but the last reinforcements are so delayed. As Hero pushing in. But Lassie doesn't quite have enough. And Hero is quite committed here. You can see Hero, he's now trying to get his 4th up and running. He's working towards Colossus production. That was meant to end the game, ideally. That was meant to kill. And Cure, he's looking solid. He preserved his workers. 4 CCs on the way. Still very tense, very tense. Oh no. Oh no. I think that's the first time we panned over to the crowd. Someone had a lot. I love Cyclone cheerful. Hi. Yeah, Storm's coming in. Nice Storm on the bio. Here just poking forward, getting whatever he can. Again, here he has no intention to commit to. I was gonna say he has no intention to commit, but he does warp in another wave of Zealots. He's going for it. Yeah, he's going for the dive once again. Again, just so aggressive here out of herO, but he just doesn't have enough charge lots. And not enough storms either. Yeah, not enough storms. And then herO just throwing away so much supply in both of these fights. It just hasn't really been worth it. You're still building up. 2-2 is on the way. Now, things have been looking very shaky for herO just because every time he's been fighting, he's been losing Ice Templar, losing splash damage. Colossus is now on the way. That will help. That is going to be another power spike for herO once he gets his Colossus up and running. Yeah, we need like someone who's in the know for StarCraft to like let him know when to. Because right now we have like a bit of a lull. Don't think that was the time to start the chant, but sure. To let him know when it's appropriate. Here we go. herO pushing in. herO's been so aggressive this game. Like whenever he has a couple of storms, he's like, let's go. He just sends it. Now this time with Colossus though. Oh, Brilliant Peas. Brilliant Peas. One storm goes off. Yeah, poking forward. Boys are being pulled. I mean, that's what the Archon is for. Archon's in position. Nice kiting here with the Colossus, but the Prism goes down. No more kiting. Yeah, no more kiting, and the Colossus are gonna fall. herO, he will shut down this army. He will clean this up once again. This time it does cost him 21 SCVs. This time a lot of workers did fall. And again, herO, he's just ramming his face against a brick wall. This entire game. Like, whenever he's got a couple of storms, he's like, it's go time. Let's go. Now, if given time, herO, he can recover. He does have a nice worker count at this point. He has 82 workers. He's building back up. Thankfully, because of the size of the map, you can see that herO, he wanted to counterattack. By the time he did, herO, he has rebuilt his army, right? He's gone some warp-ins. He's rebuilt. So again, the size of Tokamak is helping herO here. When it comes to just giving time to rebuild and reinforce. Oh, getting caught out though. He's getting caught out. herO, he has to pull away. herO now gaining map control. He does gain map control. herO just mass expanding. The economy for herO is solid, but the army is still lacking. Oh, Jesus. As he bullies back the army. Oh, herO, calm down. Like, I know you just want to push him. Okay, calm down, herO, calm down. At least wait for a War Prism pack. Now, what's scary about herO here is that he has been ramming his face against a brick wall, but the wall is buckling. Like, he's... MP doesn't quite land. Nice storm. Okay, we're holding on to a couple of storms. Mainly a zoning storm here. Here he's running out. He only has 3 High Templar. Likewise, no Prism. Yeah, 0 storms remaining. Stalkers are poking in. Both armies are maxed out, but I do favor herO's composition a little bit more. Nice target firing. The Prism has arrived. Reinforcing with Stalkers, no with High Templar. And he's going for it once again. He's got 1 storm. If 1 storm connects, it's not bad, but he has to get the hell out of here. There's so many Vikings. Yeah, Colossus goes down. Vikings, they do punish. And here he has to pull out. Bleeding out a lot of units. Pulls back home. Here he's holding. So here he has also a little more resources, but I mean he has a greater economy, so he can afford these worse trades. Kira getting desperate, picking up his main, landing it as a fourth. Now this tells me that if herO breaks the fourth base, it's going to be that much more impactful. herO catching reinforcements but throwing away a lot of zealots. And charge will start thrown away. Here he plummets a little bit in supply. His army is fragmented. Here he cannot take a fight right now. And now is not the time. Trying to come in from behind. Okay, he's built up 3 Colossus. The Viking clan is still looking decent, and we have more Vikings on the way. Kira takes down bottom right. Yeah, nice storm. Once again, the storms, they've been decent, but there just aren't that many High Templar. Vikings, they do manage to get one of the Colossus. Just the one. Hero still holding his own. And again, this is a big moment for Kira just because he's getting another base up and running, but here he has to punish. And Kira cannot give up this position. If he backs off here, he will lose the base. Oh, Colossus overextend. Yeah, big overextension. 1 Colossus goes down. Down to 2 Colossus. But Kira, he's being forced back. Again, that's a full mineral line. The base, the CC, that's the main. The main goes down. The main base goes down. The boys do survive. But still another base falling. And Kira, it's a battle of attrition. He's going to run out of money. He needs an expansion. He needs a CC. You can see here, no mining at the natural. He floats over the he floats over the natural. Again, Kira, he's getting desperate. Floating over his natural base. Ooh, kills the third. Oh my god. Kira. Snipes the third CC. Kira, he's down to 2 bases. He's down to 2 expansions. Again, he has no money. Kira, he's doing it. He's pulling it off. Storm here on the main army. Meanwhile, the Vikings, they go to town. Ooh, herO overextending a little bit, but he does... I mean, he can still trade. He can still afford to trade. Bleeds out some of those immortals. Here, he has to get the hell out of here. Has to pull away at the same time. Zealot run by 19 SCV kills. Zealot take hold with some of those workers. Gets eyes on the new base. And again, Kira, he cannot lose this expansion. This is the one base that's keeping Kira in this game. Kira coming in from behind. He wants that CC. Kira takes out a Nexus. Going for another. Yeah. herO once again going for the expansion. Again, he knows the win condition. Kill the base. No economy. He knows, Pappy, he knows. Once again, Kira, he can barely hold on. His army's still terrifying, but I mean, that may not matter soon. Okay, the army gets spotted. Here he comes in from behind. Yeah, surrounds the army. Massive storm. And herO, he's finally done it. GG gets called. He catches out the main army, and herO takes a 2-1 lead. Whew. GG. Oh my god. Scrappy games. Very scrappy. Very scrappy. Again, herO, he was playing so dangerously here, winding it back. Remember, here he was so aggressive to the point where he was killing himself. I'm referring to like here he would hit with like 3 High Templar with like 3 Storms, Mass Zealot. He would try to break the third base. He would just like ram against the brick wall that was Cure. And I would say that a lot of those fights weren't really worth it for herO. I guess he was trading well enough. What's important is that even though I would say that some of those fights were inefficient, and you saw the resources lost. Like, you saw the hero, he was trading more inefficiently, but Cure never really got a counterattack, right? He never really got to counterattack. If we spoke about it a couple of times, whenever Cure tried to push out, whenever he tried to break out, enough time would pass where Hero was able to defensively warp in and have enough to deflect and to maintain his bases. It was a very, very intense, a very scrappy kind of game. And again, it's one of those games that you can get away with, one of those styles that you can get away with. One of those styles you can get away with on these larger maps. I'm referring to maps like Maganatha, maps like Incorporeal, maps like Tokamak as well, because the distance from base to base or from side to side is so long. Like, you can get away with, you know, being a little bit crazy like that because you can warp in time, you can reinforce in time, and you can get away with that. It was still very risky though. It was very, it was very messy play there from herO. Does pull it off in the end. GG, well played. And with that, the players are asking for a break. So we're going to be going on a short break here. When we come back, we'll have Game 4, potentially the final game of the series, as herO is up 2-1. See you soon after the break. See you soon, Pappy. See you soon. And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. We are jumping in mid-series. It's still mid-series here in between herO and Cure. We are jumping into the second last series of the broadcast, best of 5. It's been an intense back and forth already, and now we're going to be loading into Maganatha, the largest map in the map pool. It's been a very intense, very hectic best of 5 so far, and we could go the distance. We could go all the way to the ace match. The pressure is now on the Terran, is spawning in the top left-hand corner of Maganatha. We have herO for Twisted Minds. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player, we have the blue Terran. It is Cure for Team Liquid. Here we go. Again, one more loss, and Cure is going to be knocked down to the elimination round. Meanwhile, herO needs to amass to claim it all, to advance on to that next series, to the playoffs. Okay, we'll see if we can go the distance. We'll see if we can go all the way to the ace match. Pressure is on. As we do see Cure once again going Rax Expand. Okay, single gas opener out of Cure. We only saw double gas once, I believe, in game 1 of this series. But now we're going for something more economic. Something more standard. And again, welcome to Maganatha, as herO does go. I believe that, is that Nexus first? No shot. Or was it Gate Expand? Gate Expand. Okay, Gate Expand here out of herO. Gate Expand into Slabbercore. Likewise across the map. He attempts to delay. He does force an SCV down to the low ground, but nothing more than that. As Cure does open up Marine first. So far we're just settling in. And coming into this larger map, in my mind, I would expect herO to go for a similar style, where you gain map control, you mass expand, and you're just hyper aggressive across the map. What I will say is that here on Maganatha, the bases are more exposed, the bases are more spread out, so I would say that a player like Cure can be a little bit more successful when it comes to being aggressive, but we'll see if he can be. Like, I'll be honest, so far in this series, like Cure, he has not really had much map control. Throughout this series, throughout these games. I mean, Ultra Love is the exception, where we saw a much more aggressive and assertive start out of Cure. But we'll see. We'll see how he does approach Maganatha. So it's going to be Marine into Tech Lab into Add-on Salt for the early Cyclone. They're fun to watch against each other, for sure, for sure. Here and Cure. For sure. We actually haven't seen Cure go for any kind of crazy 1-base all-ins or 2-base all-ins yet. Like, he hasn't pulled the boys too hard. The closest that we saw was Ultra Love, for sure, where he was very committed on 2 bases. But he didn't pull the boys. As we open up with the initial Cyclone, here he did barely get an eye on the add-on swap. Oh, it's gonna be add-on swap into early stim. Okay, you have my attention. So what looks to be really early stim here, assuming that the Rax is gonna be landed on that tech lab, is my assumption. As the hallucination moves in, yep, does scout the add-on swap. There it is. Okay, so really fast stim here out of Cure. Really fast bio upgrades. Faster than normal. So Cure is moving out with his initial drop. Hallucination does spot the move out, does spot the drop. As it moved out from the main, herO should be getting ready. As hallucination's in position. Does spot the drop. Tank production continues. That's the second tank that's on the way. Hallucination once again confirms that there is stim. As Cure, he will soon push. And again, this is just a really early stim timing out of Cure. The entire time he's been reacting at Marines. And this is going to hit like a truck. It's going to hit very hard. As there we go, third tank is on the way. Cure, he can pull the boys. Yep, there it is. The boys are being pulled. We were just talking about this at the start of the game. We like, you know what? We haven't seen Cure commit to any like these crazy 2-base all-ins yet. Here it is. Here it is out of Cure. Now again, here, he already saw this ahead of time. He already saw the early stim. So that was already a sign of things to come. As he's picking away at the SCVs, not bad. A couple of SCVs going to be going down. Oh, does not get the Cyclone. A big up there out of Cure. Does siege on top of the high ground, and here he has to back off. But this is an early siege from Cure. And here he's buying time for extra warp ins. Charge is still on the way. Cure buying so much time. And again, the size of the map working against Cure as he's losing every single SCV. Every SCV goes down. The tanks are pushing forward, but he's still not within range of anything. I guess within range of the shield battery. Throwing down a couple of bunkers. One shield battery goes down. Charge is almost complete. And it's gonna be I mean, I don't really see Cure holding here. It's gonna be close. There we go. The first tank does go down. He gets one tank. Gets the other. Bunkers are not done. Oh, and it looks like barely gets a final tank as well. And herO holds. Yeah, here he is holding. He shuts down the all-in. Cure, he lost so many SCVs in the process. Again, the scouting here was so crucial as herO saw everything ahead of time. As we were pointing out, like, as the all-in was hitting, Cure, he already lost all the SCVs. He lost everything. Yeah, and herO snowballing out of control. See, if I was in charge of the crowd, this is when you start chanting herO. Like, this is when you, like, this is when you start chanting, Pat. Not when there's the lull. Aye, aye, aye. Shaking my head, Twisted Minds fans. God damn it. But yeah, from here, herO, he maintains map control. He's on 3 bases, getting a 4th, and yeah, Cure, he knows. Like, Cure, he knows that things are looking bleak, things are looking brutal here. He went for the all-in failed. herO diving on the tank, looking to clean up, looking to clean house, and he will. Takes down the final medevac. The boys are being pulled. herO does get surrounded. He has to get out of here. Has to blink away. Smelly does save those stalkers. Clutch blink moves there out of herO. Very clutch control. Getting the most out of those stalkers as well. Reinforcements, they come in from across the map. And here just has to play it slow from here. There's no rush. There's no rush. Here he can just calm down, back off, get +1, work towards either Colossus or Storm, get his 4th base, start taking gases. Right now here, he's still only on 2 gases, so he can't really afford any further tech. He's heavily reliant on Zealots right now, on just charge out reinforcements. But he can afford to take gases if he wants to. He just take gases, calm down. It's Cure that's all in, and yeah, here we go. We have the second all in, the second wave. As the boys are pulled for the second time. I mean, again, there's no macroing out of this. Like Cure, you cannot expect him to back off and get a 3rd TC and make SCVs. Like, that's just not going to happen. Not after those losses earlier. As he moves out, here he's just securing himself. Make sure there's 0 economy for Cure. And here, how many charge losses does he have back at home? That's an army. It does pull back. I mean, that's still a lot of Marines. It has to be respected. Zelda come in from behind. They flank the tanks. 1 tank goes down. 2nd tank goes down. Only Marines remaining. And Cure, he's being overwhelmed. Yeah, completely overwhelmed here. It was a cheeky build out of Cure, but again, Hero saw it coming a mile away. And did such a great job just engaging ahead of time, catching out all the SCVs, forcing the early sieges. GG gets called, and Hero, he will take the series at 3-1, advancing on to the playoffs. Whew. GG. GG, well played Hero. He will claim the series. He will advance. GG, well played. My condolences to Cure. Again, Cure, he had some really intense games here. Like, I'm still thinking about Ultra Love. Like, Ultra Love was crazy. Ultra Love was an insane game. Even after that, over on Tokamak as well. Like, it was not one-sided by any means. I'm sure here he had map control on Tokamak. Sure, he maintained map control. But even then, we saw that Cure was able to take some better fights. Unfortunately, he was just stuck at home. He was stuck at home. And Cure, who is typically the aggressor in this matchup, as we saw yesterday against Showtime, he was more of the defender here against Hero. He was more on the back foot, and here he was the one in control of this series. GG, well played. Hero will make it through. He will make it through into the playoffs. And my condolences to Cure, but hey, Cure is still in the tournament. He's still in the tournament. He still has a chance to redeem himself, to recover, and to bounce back. Oh boy. Let's hear from the boys. Let's hear from the casting couch.
Today, it's Seltzer, and I'm quite glad because I get to talk to Hero here after that excellent series, especially that last game. Looked like you were preparing for a bit of a long-term, settling in, putting out some, furniture and things like that. But then all of a sudden, Cure rolls up on you, tank a bunch of SCVs. Were you expecting that, or was that just a genius pivot taking him out?
Referring to the last game, he did see it ahead of time. But sure. I would love to know. I would love to hear his thoughts about Ultra Love and Tokamak for sure. I'm hoping the question's leaning in that direction.
일단 도우기가 치즈를 즐겨 쓰다 보니까 머릿속으로 일단 생각하고 있었던 게 디펜스 하는데 좀 큰 영향을 미친 것 같습니다.
Yeah, I obviously had Cure would do with cheese, and I had that in mind always, so I think that helped pretty much.
Well, Hero, you talked about being at a great point in your personal performance, and it's a great point for Protoss. Are you feeling confident about this tournament overall and your chances?
이제 마침 또 프로토스가 좀 강세를 보이고 있기 때문에 좀 올해 좀 우승을 많이
Ask him about Ultra Love.
올해 우승을 좀 하실 수 있을 자신이
Ultra Love was
있을지
crazy.
일단 10년 만에 우승이라는 타이틀이 굉장히 좀 탐나고요. 그리고 이번에 뭔가 EWC에서 제 손 움직임과 약간 생각 돌아가는 걸 봤을 때 우승할 수 있는 적기지 않나 싶습니다.
Yeah, winning a title for Protoss in 10 years it's a very tempting prize. And that being said, I'm really prepared. My form is good, my macro is good, my micro is good right now, so I think this is the time to have a Protoss champion.
I'm sure you at home can hear them, but Hero, I have to ask, of all the players to stand on this stage, it has been Twisted Minds fans that have shown up in the biggest way for you. What is it like to have so many here, so many cheering for you?
이제 또 로컬 이제 트위스티드 마인드 팀 소속으로서 또 팬분들이 많이 이렇게 또 열렬히 응원해 주시는데
Yeah, I'll be honest,
응원에 좀 어떻게
in regards to that,
생각하시는지 궁금합니다.
일단
I'm a little bit surprised that there haven't been any Team Falcons fans showing up, which I've heard
그래서
about.
일단 경기 하는 내내 힘을 정말 많이 받았고 아낌없는 지원을 해주는 트위스트 마인즈한테도 감사합니다.
Yeah, it wasn't expected, but yeah, definitely I could feel the home advantage here because all of the fans of Twisted Mind came here. So I'm really grateful for my team, Twisted Mind, for all the support.
Well, congratulations on the win, heroes. Fans of all the players, take note. The energy is felt by our pros. Now let's send it back to the desk for another look.
Back to the casting couch. GG. But yeah, I've heard that a lot of the Saudi teams, like they have a lot of their fans go to a lot of games where even they don't even know much about the games themselves. Where like they may be watching StarCraft for the first time, but they're there to cheer for their home team regardless. I feel like that's what we got here with a lot of like the Twisted Minds fans. I have heard for other esports that it's the same with Team Falcons, where they have a lot of Team Falcons fans coming in for a lot of their competitors, a lot of their teams, which is why I'm a little bit surprised that we didn't have any team. I was expecting some Team Falcon support for Solar. I'll be honest, I was expecting that for Solar, but we didn't really hear that. So yeah, it's interesting that the Twisted Mind boys are coming out strong. Less so the Team Falcons fans, which again surprising to me because I mean I don't really know much about the teams. I thought the Team Falcons was the bigger team in my mind at least, but maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe the Twisted boys are more passionate. But regardless, let's tune into the couch. What are they discussing?
The amount of history lately.
What is this?
That's why you're his favorite.
Yeah,
obviously.
be gracious that he didn't say your least favorite because it could also
You're also
technically
my
be true. Yeah,
You're
yeah.
also my favorite, Desco.
You know, if I asked him,
Link Stalker play, peak.
No, he's not gonna say me.
Okay.
He's just- ever since those early IEMs where he was the prince of the Intel Extreme Masters, I was kind of, covering him and doing. It's been a long time with the good old smiling assassin. I'll give him a
I
thumbs
feel
up.
like not a lot of people call him Smiling Assassin anymore, but he's always smiling and he's always assassinating players.
It was definitely a red eye thing, and yeah. Anyway, so I'm his favorite guest. Apparently.
That's all we need to know.
Yeah, I guess so. But that now means we have our Protoss moving into the round of.
Yeah,
Let's take a look at the.
I agree. It's one of those things where some of these nicknames have fallen by the wayside in recent years, which is a bit of a shame. I guess it was a nickname that stuck a little bit harder back when we saw a lot more of herO, back when, we had IEMs and DreamHacks all the time, especially in Heart of the Swarm, right? Especially in Heart of the Swarm.
You look
But
great.
it's something that we notice as well, that like, yeah, some of these nicknames, like whether it's Smiling Assassin or One Man Army for Björn as well, like they're rarely used nowadays, which is a shame. Which is a shame.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were okay with doing, and I
Is
was
a shame.
okay with it. Let's take a look. It's Group B. Hooray! I've done it.
You wanted to say the letter B so many times at the beginning of today's broadcast, and now you get to.
I'm useless today. We have got herO advancing into the round of 8, and now who will join him straight away? Will it be Classic or will it be serO? But the 3 players that have advanced into the round of 8 so far, Loco, Clem, Maru, herO, nobody's arguing with them being in the round of 8 straight away.
No, I feel like this next one is also just so good, right? Like, who do you even... it's hard to pick a favorite here. I mean,
there they are. Classic and serO. They're coming in.
But Classic, I mean, he won last time they played against one another, and Classic has been on fire lately, so
yeah.
I think this is going to be another phenomenal match. We've had so many good games of StarCraft.
It's going to be a banger.
Incredible.
And another one is going to be coming up right after this break. We have got serO going up against Classic, and maybe even a little special surprise right on the other side of this.
Okay, they're going to a break. They're cutting to a break. It's catching up. Probably because SC2 is considered secondary in the grand scheme of things, at least compared to Valorant or Dota 2. Oh, well, if you say that, I mean, then why are the Twisted boys there and not the Team Falcons boys? Like, sorry, in my mind, I thought the Team Falcons was a bigger team so that it have more fans, that have more people, so that it'd be able to cover more ground and go to more esports, go to more venues. That, like, in my mind, that made sense, but I guess that's not the case. That's why I was a little bit, yeah, caught me by surprise. But we're going to be going on a break. And when we come back in 5 or so minutes, we'll be returning with the final series of the broadcast with serO versus Classic. See you soon after the break.